Hi buddy, it's me Gareth from Gareth's Vape Review. Today for our very good friends over at cybercig.co.uk we're going to be looking at the Sub-Zero M4, a little mod, but of course before we do, let's check out what's in that box. And so here we are with the close-up of the Sub-Zero M4. This is the box you'll get. It actually says Tesla mechanical mod on the box, and as we can see here, we have a Tesla M4, also known as the Sub-Zero, in silver, and obviously I think I'll stick here. You will get the Pro Tank, which is this one here with your kit as well, but I've already got one, so they just sent me down the kit just to have a look at and obviously review for you. Okay, we have the old magnetic flap box, and as we open up we can now see your information and stuff. Okay, first thing to notice is you do have a certificate of inspection, 2014-03-29. That means it's been checked, which is always good. You'll also get the little manual. This manual, not too bad. I'm pretty sure if you've used the mods before, most of this you will know. Just gives you some of the basic information, but it also seems to show off the Tesla M1, M2, M3, M4. So there seems to be a few of these in the range of the Tesla, but the one we're looking at obviously here is the Tesla M4. And gives it size. It's a 510 Ego, and it comes in black, silver, blue, or purple. So there you go. And it's very pretty much minimal information, to be really honest with you, but again, if you use a mod, you'll know. In the box itself, you'll obviously get the Tesla, which is this device here. There seems to be a space for a battery, but nothing was in there, and the battery did actually come separately in this box, but that's fine. You have a little pull tab, open up, and we can now see there's a little spacer. Oh, it's like Christmas. And inside of here, you'll obviously have your charging unit. Again, this is a single one. Pretty standard. As you notice here, it's British Standards Approved 546 to UK standards, so everything's good. It's a fused molded plug, so all good as well, and I've used it with absolutely no problems at all. It can take a range of batteries, but it doesn't need to be any like you know, like settings for slow charge, fast charge. I think it's fixed as a standard charge on this, so it's handy to have though. So if you get this kit, but of course you might already have a charger like this. So anyway, let us get into the meat and potatoes. So yeah, nice solid box there, always handy. So this is the mod itself. As you can see, very simplistic styling. Again, we have the Tesla logo on there. 510 Ego. Notice that this collar is not removable. Would have been quite nice to have, but it does, however, have like 3 air holes here, and of course 3 air holes there. So there you go, little close. There's a little cat's hair in there as well. Oh, the joy of animals. And as you can see, aluminium body. This is the brushed silver version. Very nice. And of course, to get into it, it's really quite simple. Hang on, just get my focus to go in. There we go. Just unscrew, and you'll see there is very nice fitting. Switch connector. I had some fun and games with this. We'll get into this later in the review, but pretty good. I have noticed that the pin in this is adjustable. If you take anything that will fit in there, I'm using a, you can actually push this pin up and down a little tiny bit, so there's a bit of adjustment here. So if you have like a tank or something that doesn't quite fitting, you can actually just push on the battery, or as I would do, push something a bit and just push it forward just a tiny bit. So it is a floating pin, so that's really nice to see, which makes connection a lot easier. Okay, your battery. Let's just get this open. Now, this is actually quite handy actually, because Cybercig have been touting these. This is the Brill Power batteries. Okay, so as you can see, the one here is a Brill Power. It's a 16500, and it's a 1100 mAh rechargeable battery with obviously built-in protection, which is always nice, and you can see from the front there. This battery's been working absolutely flawlessly with no problems at all. Sorry, it's upside down. And of course, as always, this is a mechanical mod, so there's no circuitry. It is literally running straight off the battery. Just slide that in, take your connector, gently screw it up. The threads on this quite nice actually, I have to admit. It does screw together very nicely indeed. And of course, in this mode we are good to go. And this is the firing pin here. This will require you, actually, let's put our head on, actually might be a good idea, just to show you what the finished product looks like. Oops, sorry, just bashed the camera there. You can screw it right down, which is quite nice. You don't need to get a flush fitting because it's sort of curved in anyway, but actually pretty nice looking. And of course, with this all ready to go, simply I tend to rest at my finger, push and vape, and there you go, vaping away. And that is really all it is. There's nothing much else you can do, but again, it is a mechanical mod. Obviously, if you want to carry this around, which for me, this style of mod is very much screaming, carry me around. Unscrew this, well, it's sort of unscrew, but you do it up, and this will actually bring down this locking plate, which will then stop the back button from moving. Now you can put it in your pocket, you can put it down. Obviously, on a flat surface, it works better. I've got obviously a tea towel down here. But when you're ready to vape, just as it were, undo to do it up, and there you go. Battery's exposed, and you can fire and vape. And that's pretty much all it is as mods go. Fairly simplistic, nice design, and but actually quite nice to use. Now I will say I did actually have a problem with the locking ring on my one. It felt very towards the end, very grippy, and I found that what I had to do was to undo it. I actually took mine apart, but for you guys, just squirt or get one of those WD-40 with a very or needle thin style oiling thing, and just get some oil in those threads, work it back and forth, and you'll find it will work a lot better. Yes, so I have reported this to the guys. Not heard anything back yet, but I'm sure they will sort it out. But nobody else seems to have had this problem, so it might just be me being unlucky. But once it's nice and lubed up, it's all good to go. And that is it. So that's the close-up view. Let's get back to the main review. So there you go, the close-up video of the Sub-Zero M4 mechanical battery mod. Again, big thanks to Cybercig for sending this down to me. On their site currently at the moment it is $35.99. It is also available in several different colours, which include metallic blue, metallic purple, metallic black, and of course the one I've got, metallic steel. So there's a little bit of choice there. Also, it's really nice to see that you get a charger with it, as well as the they didn't actually send me a head, they just sent me down the basic kit because they already knew I had all the heads already, and we'll go through those on the fitting of these as well. Like I said, I did have an issue with the locking ring on mine, because when I was actually undoing it, it would get about halfway down and start to get like really stiff, and it get like to get it to the point where it will safely stop the button from locking. When it comes down, it is lock solid. However, I had to strip mine apart, clean out the metal swarf, put a drop of oil in there, and it's now as good as gold. But as far as I'm aware, I'm the only person who's actually had that. So just luck, I suppose. But again, this happens. But with one of the things with mechanical mods, you know, you can get a little bit more in there, a little bit more cleaning yourself, and that. And it's always good to know how the things come apart, especially on mechanical stuff as well. Like I say, no variable voltage, no variable wattage. You are coming directly off the battery. And talking of the battery as well, very quickly, I know you saw that in the close-up video, these actual Bri power batteries are working really, really well. Again, this one is a 16500 3.7 volt 1100 mAh rechargeable battery, and no problems at all. It's been lasting a long time. It's been vaping well for a very long time, so I'm quite impressed by those. They seem to have found themselves a good battery manufacturer, and you know, if they can perform as well as they do, I will probably buy some more myself as well. Always handy to have spare batteries. And like I say, with the kit you only get the one battery, so while it's charging, make sure you've got a backup, like, you know, like a Polaris or something like that. But when it's vaping, it is nice. Lovely vape, but we will check some other heads on in just a second. The other little issue I have with this as well is the actual ring on the top isn't removable. I would have liked to have seen that, to be really honest. Taking this apart would have been very easy, and I'll show you why in just a second. You can still get a cotton bud down there and clean it, and you do have ventilation holes for each side, which is nice. The threads on that, perfect, can't complain with those at all. Like I say, you will get the Pro Tank too, but you could use the Far Tank, or Fahar Tank as I like to call it. This fits on really well and gives you a little bit more control over your airflow, so that could be handy for adjusting your flavour very slightly. Of course, it's a mechanical mod, so there's no adjustment. The only thing you can change is the ohms of your heads, and on this one, the Far Tank, of course, you can change the actual draw. Again, I've got a fresh new head in this one as well as some nice new juice as well. It's vaping very well. And again, with the adjustable airflow, I can change the flavour a little bit. Of course, as you know, my favourite, the Maximus tank, which is basically a Nova tank with its own sort of airflow built in, so this can flush mount and not affect the airflow. In this, it will give a slightly warmer vape, and again, it's just and works really well with the old sort of Nova style tanks. That's really good as well. The other tank, you can use a Kraken tank on this because it has got ego, but again, because you can't remove the collar, could be a little tricky. Don't do it up too tight, but it still works, you know. Actually, maybe not, because I haven't screwed it down properly. And of course, I've got my security ring up as well. It's not I forget to do is to do this right up. I catch it sometimes, so I've got to be a bit careful. Actually, really nice to that. So what you have to do is when you take your Kraken tank off, turn it upside down in case, because I have had this one occasion where literally these two have, you know, the bit where it undoes and stuff. But if you nip this up nice and tight, you won't get that problem. But if you could take the ring off, you could then grip the whole lot and do it safely. No, they do that on the E-top as well, which would be nice. And of course, does it work with other people's devices? Well, I just happen to have here another mod. I have here a Kato tank. I think this is a the tuber tank. I think this is a volcano one. And even with these, again, you know, I've got some nice coffee in this as well. JSC coffee. I'm really mixing my brands here, you know, JSC coffee, you know. But even with a Kato tank, works really well with the Kato tank as well. Still doesn't look so bad. So you know you've got quite a few options there you can play around with. If you've already got equipment from Cybercig or other manufacturers, it will go on there and work fine. So again, you know, the fact you get the charger with it is also very handy. It could be, I mean, for a beginner, very good idea. Getting used to this bottom switch again. There are different ways of doing it. Just remembering to do this up and down is a bit of, I would have liked like a click horn would have been nice, but you know, hey, you've got to go with what they got. I'm just going to put my favourite tank on here for the moment. There you go. And in operation again, of course, another way, if you have trouble doing it with your little finger, you can do the old, hold it like this, and then use your finger here to do that way. And obviously, cool, that's strong juice. I've seen people do that quite a lot, so you know, it's a bottom button, you're going to have to get used to that. And yeah, would have liked to see the Lanard feature on this as well, so you could have it hanging, then you wouldn't have to lock it so much. I think that would have been nice, but again, I think there's things out there to do that anyway. So there you go, guys, that's my review of the Sub-Zero, get over here, perfect vape. Yeah, as a mod, no problems at all, apart from that locking ring which gave me problems. Fit and finish is really nice. Probably going to really be good, not only for beginner, but perhaps the guy who uses the big mod who wants something he can carry around, chuck in the car, chuck in his pocket. Because of its size, really nice and small, works really well. So then guys, top marks indeed. So then guys, there we go, that's the review done. Yeah, so head over to cybercig.co.uk, get yours on order, and of course in the video how to get hold of me as well. So until then guys, happy vaping and safe vaping, and catch you next time, and bye for now, and thanks for watching. Hi, if you enjoyed watching this video, please go and check me out over at www.garethwhitty.co.uk, where you'll find my blog, videos and all the stuff that I do. Thanks for watching, catch you on the next video, bye for now.